Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into the economic superheroes that are basically carrying the entire U.S. economy on their backs. You might think all 50 states are pulling their weight equally, but the reality is, it's more like a small, elite squad shouldering most of the load.
So who's really doing the heavy lifting? Well, every single state contributes. The truth is that a tiny handful of them are economic giants. We're going to be looking at their GDP. That's gross domestic product, which is just a fancy way of saying the total value of everything they make and sell in a year. And believe me, for some of these states, that value is so big it actually rivals entire countries. I mean, just look at this. A mere 10 states are responsible for over half of the nation's entire $29 trillion economy. That's just wild. So let's get into it. We're going to count down the top 10 economic powerhouses, starting from the bottom, to see who is truly sitting on the throne of America's wealth. First up, we've got 5 really impressive states. Each one has its own kind of economic superpower that got them on this exclusive list. Honestly, these are the states that are punching way, way above their weight class. Kicking off our list at number 10 is the Garden State. And look, I know what you're thinking, but it's way more than just diners and the Jersey Shore. Beneath that surface, New Jersey is quietly throwing some seriously heavy economic punches. And what's really incredible here is how New Jersey pulls this off with a population of only 9.3 million people. That is some crazy economic output per person. It's kind of like the smallest boxer in the ring walking away with the heavyweight championship belt. So what's its secret? Well, it's a powerful mix of location, being squeezed right between New York City and Philly, plus some major corporate muscle. You've got over 20 Fortune 500 companies there. Think giants like Johnson & Johnson and Merck. And its port is the second busiest in the entire country. It's a true logistics titan. All right, let's head all the way across the country to the Pacific Northwest. Up here, Washington State is mixing technology with natural resources to create this surprisingly fierce economy. It's the land of evergreen forests, endless coffee, and apparently massive, massive profits. And this number right here really shows you how productive Washington is. It's not just about the total GDP. It's the fact that it has one of the highest GDPs per person in the entire country. We're talking over $108,000 per person. That's just some serious individual output. So how do they do it? Well, the economy is fueled by names you definitely know. Microsoft, Amazon, plus a huge aerospace sector thanks to Boeing. But get this, it's also an agricultural powerhouse. They produce over 10 billion apples a year. And the cherry on top? No state income tax, which, as you can imagine, is a huge draw. Okay, next up at number 8 is Georgia. You might know it for its peaches and southern charm, but let me tell you, this state is all business when it comes to the economy. It's using its location and logistical genius to build a really fast-growing economic engine. And the engine behind this big number? Well, it's the city of Atlanta. It's a true nerve center for big corporations and for global travel. With a metro population of over 6 million, Atlanta isn't just another big city. It's a full-on headquarters hub for some of the biggest companies in the world. Yeah, Georgia's strength comes from being this huge hub for corporate headquarters, global transportation, and even the entertainment industry. Hartsfield-Jackson Airport moves over 100 million passengers a year, and some really smart tax incentives have turned the state into the Hollywood of the South. Landing at number 7, we've got Ohio. This is a state whose well-rounded economy is really built on a solid foundation of industrial strength mixed with modern innovation. Think classic Midwestern work ethic meets cutting-edge technology. And the key takeaway with Ohio is just its sheer diversity. It keeps its economic muscle strong by blending all these powerful industries, everything from manufacturing to healthcare. It might not always be the one grabbing the headlines, but it is a consistently productive, powerful economic force. It's a massive leader in both manufacturing and healthcare, proving that Midwestern grit really translates into serious money. You've got institutions like the world-famous Cleveland Clinic anchoring a huge healthcare sector, and its affordability makes it a magnet for families and remote workers. All right, cracking our top 6, we have Pennsylvania, and this is where we officially cross a major threshold in economic might. The Keystone State isn't just holding the country together on the map, folks. It is a full-blown economic giant. That's right, $1 trillion. The Keystone State has officially joined the $1 trillion club. It's really mastered this art of blending old-school industry with new-school tech, creating an economy that's both incredibly diverse and extremely profitable. Its economy is fired up by two major city engines, Philly and Pittsburgh, plus a massive energy sector thanks to the Marcellus Shale. And here's a fun one for you. It has a surprisingly dominant role in agriculture. In fact, it's the #1 mushroom producer in the entire country, growing over 500 million pounds a year. Who knew? Okay, now we are entering a totally new level of economic power. The numbers from here on out become truly staggering. These states are the undisputed heavyweights of the American economy. At number 5, we've got Illinois with a GDP of $1.1 trillion. Now, its economy is almost completely powered by one city, Chicago. The Windy City is responsible for over 80% of the state's entire economic output. Then, jumping way up to number 4 is Florida, with a blazing hot economy of $1.7 trillion. It's fueled by crazy population growth, massive tourism, and zero state income tax. Florida has become an absolute magnet for people and for business. Claiming the bronze medal at number 3 is New York. We're talking about an economy so massive it literally rivals entire countries. Just think about that for a second. That's how much wealth is constantly flowing through the Empire State. And this chart right here shows its superpower perfectly: global finance. Centered in New York City, this single sector, finance and insurance, makes up a whopping 28% of the state's $2.3 trillion economy. Wall Street, the New York Stock Exchange, it's all right there, moving trillions of dollars every single day. Grabbing the silver medal is Texas, with a scorching hot economy that really lives up to that old saying, everything's bigger in Texas. I mean, this one state is an energy superpower, a rising tech hub, and an agricultural giant all at the same time. You can see it right here. Its $2.7 trillion GDP, driven by oil, natural gas, wind energy, and that booming tech scene down in Austin's Silicon Hills, puts it well ahead of New York. That combo of no state income tax and a really business-friendly environment has made it a magnet for huge companies like Tesla and Oracle. But even Texas has to bow down. There is one state that operates on a completely different level, just dwarfing all the competition. It's not just the wealthiest state, it's a full-scale global economic force. I mean, just look at the sheer scale on this chart. It's astounding. California's economy isn't just a little bigger, it is in a league of its own. To put it in perspective for you, the gap between Texas at number 2 and California at number 1 is larger than the entire economy of Pennsylvania, which was number 6 on our list. So yeah, California's economy is a global force, powered by an unmatched diversity of industries. Let this sink in. If California were its own country, it would be the 5th largest economy on the entire planet, bigger than the UK, bigger than India. This isn't hype, it's just hard math. So how is this even possible? Well, it's because California isn't just good at one thing, it's a world leader in everything. From the tech in Silicon Valley and the entertainment of Hollywood to its massive agricultural and aerospace sectors, it just dominates across the board. It supplies a staggering amount of the nation's food while also being the epicenter of global innovation. It's incredible. Okay, let's just step back for a second and look at the whole picture of America's economic powerhouses. Because this isn't just a fun list, it's basically a map of where the country's wealth is actually being created. When you see it all laid out like this, the concentration of wealth is just crystal clear. The top 3 states alone, California, Texas, and New York, have a combined GDP that's bigger than most countries on Earth. That is a staggering amount of economic power in the hands of just a few. And all of this leads to one final, really important question. As things like technology, energy, and just where people are living continue to shift, with states like Florida and Texas growing so fast, who are going to be the economic superheroes of tomorrow? Will these giants hold on to their thrones, or are we going to see new contenders rise to the top?